All right, here we go again. Let me make sure everything's running just fine. Of course, I'm getting some lag. Let me fix that problem. All right. So, what's good? I want to go into this guy's video because some people were a little confused with. I mean, people don't watch his channel. Didn't know what the whole idea with the tanks was. So, I want to kind of go into that a little bit, explain why I have a problem with that per se. So, let's find the video that started this thing off. And it's this thing. And I haven't watched this in a while, so I don't remember a lot of what was said here. But I think people enjoyed the last one that did this.
Before Stephen Paddock was checked in
Ooh,
to the 300
echoes. Damn, that's some good echo. At least I know it's working. All right, here we go.
wing of the hotel and killed 58 people and wounded hundreds, which the 300 wing,
The garbage grabber.
300 wing is this wing right here of a V. V shape.
Well, it's more like a Y shape, but yeah.
Shape Mandalay Bay Hotel. The photo you are looking at right now is from if the hotel, this is the 300 wing where.
And again, when you watch this, Tim, I'm not trying to fucking bash you here. I'm just explaining why I have issues with some of the stuff you're saying here.
Stephen Paddock was. He did not want that room. He wanted, there's a V-shaped hotel. He wanted the room exactly where I am showing you the view is.
Not exactly. He wanted the room at the end of the hall. This looks like a. I don't even know what direction this is facing. To be honest with you, I'm all screwed up. That's south. I don't know. But he wanted the room at the end, just like he had in the other wing there. But he wanted it in the 200 wing. So that's. I mean, it's accurate, but the thing is, this necessarily wouldn't be the view he would have had. He would have had a view of the other direction of the strip, people coming into town, and there's a police station, which kind of would have been scary if he actually got that. If they gave him that room, because he would have seen the muster point where all these guys mustered up. And yeah, it would have had a clear shot of the airport, that's for sure.
This is the.
I think, I could be wrong.
From.
Let me see real quick. Since I'm doing this, I don't want to get too deep in the weeds here, but let's look at the Mandalay Bay floor plan. Because it'd be nice to see if all right, what we got here. I know I have a picture of this myself somewhere, but if this ever comes up, I got a crappy connection here. I'd like to see what the actual map looked like on the floors. Okay, so here we go. All right, let's put this on stream. Let's hit share screen. This is floor 62 layout. What? All right. So what we got here? TripAdvisor. No, thank you. Let's see. So what are we looking at here? Of course. Oh, I don't know which one's which. I don't want to zoom in on this because it'd be a pain in the ass. But so it looks like, okay. It looks like the room to the right is connected. Yeah. Or is that the stairwell? Yeah, I'm not sure which wing's which on this. That is the problem that I'm going to have here. Because those are stairs. And stairs. Stairs. So this, I'm guessing, is Paddock's side. Is this the 300 wing? Which would make that the 200 wing. But it wouldn't matter unless it's this one is the 200. It wouldn't matter. The only difference is that the stair is on the opposite side, right? So what I'm looking at here is, he was either this is the wing or this is the wing where he was staying. I'm guessing this one. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Because stairs on the opposite side over on this side, right there. And that's the only difference. So it is possible that the reason he wanted the 200, if indeed I could figure out if this is the 200 or not, I have to do a little more research into that because I wasn't ready for this. Just something that came off the top of my head. But the difference is the stairwell would have been on the opposite side of his second room there. But the second room, although it looks like second room. No, it's on the opposite side over here, isn't it? Yeah, because over here it's the room to the right. Over here it's the room to the left. Huh. All right. I'm gonna fucking ignore that for now because I don't know. Yeah, so he must have been in this wing right here. So I'm guessing that's 200. Guess that's 200. So theoretically, he's actually right. Wow, 10, you're actually right. Because if that's the 200 wing, then you're absolutely right. Congratulations. Get the sign of approval from me. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. Let's see. We need to go back to his. All right.
Here, the right
So
side.
yeah, if that map, if I'm correct in what I'm looking at there, then yeah, he would have had a view of this right here, and he would have had a view of the airport.
Side of the hotel. If you're facing that concert venue, it's the right side of the hotel. Now, right here,
The garbage.
this was the concert venue.
Yes, sure is.
That's where he killed 58 people
Yes.
and wounded hundreds, and many of which are going to die from their wounds as the years go by. Because
that's a morbid thought. You didn't have to add that in, but all right, whatever. Yeah, let's keep going.
their life is shortened. So the death toll is going to go up to 100 at least over this asshole's actions.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Pause.
Pause. Pause.
Back from the pause.
Back from the pause.
I'm going to give you another pause.
Pause.
I want you to understand that he understood that being further away
I want you to understand that he understood.
from the concert, asking for the room, which is where this video is taken from. This video is from the 200 wing. Over here to the left, where he was,
All right.
is the 300 wing. There's been so many people saying, well, the 200 wing doesn't have a shot at the concert. Folks,
Well,
I'm showing you a view
yeah, those people are wrong.
from a 2020 video during
those people are completely wrong. Because even if the secondary room wrapped around on the other side, it wouldn't matter, because from the bedroom side, he would still have a shot of the concert. So yeah, that doesn't really matter. People say a lot of stupid shit. Yeah.
Of a Horizon suite in the 200 wing, which is the same as the Vista suite, which Stephen Paddock had entered.
Yeah.
Look at that beautiful.
That's why I was in the Horizon suite when I was there.
Of the killing field. This is the killing field of 58 people. Look at that beautiful view.
Okay. Talking about a killing field and then saying a beautiful view. Yeah, I don't know, bro. Might want to change your words up a little bit there.
Stop all that bullshit, okay? Stop the bullshit. Pause.
Stop all that bullshit.
Okay, I got a different picture up here.
Yes, you do.
Oh, what am I looking at? I'm looking at an airport. The man took 8 shots at these fuel tanks.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, 1 fuel tank. He took 8 shots at the fuel tank.
Was it? It wasn't the same fuel tank, was it? I thought both fuel tanks got hit. Oh.
Why?
You tell me.
The subject of 100 videos.
Yes, including this one.
And every one of them got it wrong.
According to
every single one of them got it wrong.
It's speculation.
Now, I'm showing you a video of, I just showed you how good the concert shot was. And Stephen Paddock was aiming at the top of the tanks. Why?
That's speculation. I mean, it's possible, but that's still speculation.
Why would you aim at the top of the tanks? Well, all these 100 wrong videos and people speculating.
How do you know he's drunk? Maybe that's just him, man. He's wacky. It's 10, man. He's wacky.
And wondering, well, how could he be so stupid? You cannot ignite jet fuel shooting the side of a fuel tank.
Yeah.
That's correct.
He found that out.
Stephen Paddock also flew planes.
Yeah, but I mean, we're Monday morning quarterbacking this shit. So how can you say he knew that he couldn't ignite it by hitting the side of the fuel tank? I don't know if that's accurate.
He had a pilot license. He owned a plane. He loaded jet fuel into his own aircraft.
Do you think they do that? Is that how that works? Do you you run up to the pump, you run up to one of these tanks and just start siphoning fuel out of these motherfuckers? I mean, is that how that works? I don't know how accurate that is. I'm not sure about that. I don't see any planes parked next to these tanks. I don't know, man. I don't know. Stop the bullshit. Stop the bullshit. Yeah, look at that.
Do you see the top of those tanks?
Look at that.
See that little black thing?
Look at that.
See that little tower?
Really? You try to hit that?
Do you see that black thing on top of the tank?
I mean, it's closer. Honestly, it's closer from the 200 wing too. So where this guy's at, it's actually a lot closer. But really, you think he was trying to hit those? You think that since he couldn't get the 200 wing, he wouldn't just cancel the whole operation because it was a bust? If that was the main target, I don't know.
That is the pop-off valve where the fumes are. Identical to gasoline.
Not
You're
identical.
not going to light jet fuel by hitting the jet fuel. You're going to light it.
Oh, man, come on, knock that shit off. If you dropped a batch into a gas tank, bad things are going to happen, right? Now it may put it out because there may not be enough oxygen in there, depending on how full the fuel tank is, but bad things are going to happen. So the problem, okay, so here's the thing with jet fuel is, does anybody know, and I ain't going to do this Google search because I ain't ended up on those kind of lists, but does anybody know at what temperature jet fuel ignites and jet fuel burns? I don't think anybody knows that information. Now, there was one guy that could have figured that out that worked in that industry or something very similar to that industry. And that person's not around anymore and never got a chance to ask about that. But jet fuel does not burn at the same, it doesn't have the same flash point as gasoline. Gasoline's highly volatile. Same thing with like diesel. You know, the joke is like you put your cigarettes out in a fucking barrel of diesel and, you know, you're probably not going to have any problems. You try to put a cigarette out in a barrel of gasoline, well, you're probably not going to be around very much longer. You're going to end up with a Darwin Award over that one. But jet fuel, not too sure. I'm not too sure. And I don't think anybody else has done that research either.
Hitting the fumes. These are what you call pop-off valves.
And just to go into a little history here, I've actually worked inside of these before. Not these particular tanks, of course, but in oil refineries. And, you know, I've done some work inside of these things. Basically, they have a floating ceiling. And I think I've probably mentioned this before. They have a floating ceiling inside of these things to trap the gas. And there's a ceiling that floats with the gas that's inside of these things so that it, you know, there's not a bunch of open space for oxygen to collect above the gas, which, I mean, yeah, I don't know if he would have punctured the tank if it even would have ignited because of that. And that's the reason for that. And then, of course, the gases coming off of the fuel or whatever liquid is in there. Yeah, it's off gas through the top valve up here. So, yeah, you're kind of correct on that.
In the words of John.
Oh, shit. I got buffering. I am buffering. That'd be jacked up if you just took the video down like right now. That'd be lame. Come on. Really? John who? We gonna talk about John Hoover? Talk about John Cullen? Is that what we're talking about? Man, it's gonna fuck up my live stream, man. Come on, YouTube, get your shit together. Let's see if we pause and play it. Wow, what's going on here?
By hitting the fumes.
Huh?
These are what you call pop-off valves.
Did I completely lose connection? There you go. All right. Show it. Show that shit.
In the words of John Cullen,
Oh shit!
when I talked to John on the phone, and John's not going to be upset with me for saying,
Holy shit! Well, he's gonna be upset with me because he's full of shit. That fucking guy's an idiot.
this. John
Cullen is the most debunked person within all of this bullshit. He's got a theory a day, or at least he did for a while. It was fucking ridiculous.
told me he's not going to miss a 30-foot tall building, which is a fuel tank, 30-foot tall.
Oh, okay.
I said, no, John. He's trying to hit the pop-off valves on top. I said that in 2018.
Now, I'm not sure, but I thought Turber came up with that idea. I don't know if that was 10. I thought that was Turber. I could be wrong. Could be completely wrong. But I still don't think it's viable.
It's now January 2020.
Thanks.
2021, excuse me. It's January 2021. I told John that in 2018. Pause.
So dramatic. So dramatic. All right. Pause. Oh, shit.
It's,
there you are.
It's disappointing to see people ignore what you call wealth
he might be a little soft
of circumstantial evidence. In addition to what I just showed you, Stephen Craig Paddock on the phone when he booked his reservation, he wanted the 200 wing, which is the wing.
I don't know if that's where that came from. The 200 wing was in the report. I guess it's possible. But I don't know. I know in the report we got that on the the 27th? I think it's 27th that it says he asked about the 200 wing.
That I showed you, he did not want the other side of the hotel where they put him in.
I think it said originally they put him
farther
in the 200,
away,
but
it had a bad angle.
Whether he asked for it or not, I'm not too sure. I mean, it's possible. It's possible.
The way the columns in the rooms were, he did not want that 300 wing, which would require him to get an additional room.
Now, I'll be honest with you. I don't think it had to do with the columns. I think it might have had to do with the stairwell being right next door. I mean, if we want to go like full like commando conspiracy craziness, if he was in that 200 wing and legit the map I was looking at was the 200 wing, then that means the stairwell is right on the other side of that door. But I don't know if there's a way to breach from the stairwell into the room, right? Because those stairwells are probably concrete, so maybe not. I don't know. It would have been a shorter trip for him to get to the stairwell, though, I guess.
Which would be, instead of the Vista suite, he would also have to get the adjoining room, which was 234. So, I mean, the circumstantial evidence of that. Now, how do we know that Stephen Craig Paddock did not want the room that he killed 58 people in? He thought he could kill more.
Well, it's in the report.
So
that he wanted.
In a sense, thank God he didn't get the room he wanted. But how do we know it?
And that would be evidence that there is somewhere out there in the void a interview with the casino host from the Mandalay Bay that they haven't shown us, that we've never seen, because that is in the actual report that the casino host, wow, new word, awesome. The casino host claimed he wanted that 200 wing and all that sort of shit.
Well, we know it because Stephen Craig Paddock had picked up the phone and said, I want the 200
Picked up the
wing,
phone.
which is the wing that I just showed you. He was put in the other side, the 300 wing, which killed 58 people and wounded
I mean, it's totally
hundreds.
possible. Not going to
Had
argue
he
that.
been in the 200 wing, which I just showed you, he would have killed more people.
He did ask for it while he was
He would
there.
have wounded more people. And he would have had a better shot at the top of the fuel tanks where the pop-off valves and the pressure relief valves are. And, you know, I've had intelligent conversations with people that actually understand jet fuel.
Okay. I want to know who. I want to know who you're talking about. Who have you had an intelligent conversation with about jet fuel? I'm curious. I'm genuinely curious. I know one person that knew a little bit about it, but yeah.
And how jet fuel ignites. And Stephen Paddock flew an airplane.
Yeah.
He loaded jet fuel. He prepared for a murder suicide. Actually, you got to give the fucking son of a bitch an A plus.
No.
You got to give him an A plus. You got to give him an A plus for what he did. If you're going to be a criminal and want to do something like he did. But he wanted more.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a good thing he didn't get that 200 wing. He would have had a better shot. Let me tell you something else about that wing over there.
You tell me.
The adjoining room.
Yeah.
Which would be
134.
234.
Yeah.
32nd floor.
Wait. No, you're wrong. I don't know. You know, I mean, honestly. All right, let's do this. Let's go back to this. Because you're probably gonna watch this. And I mean, someone could figure this out, dude. You know, I'm doing a simple search. I'm not trying very hard here. Really not. But this is a emergency escape plan. Why Travelocity and all this stuff is advertising on the oh shit plan page. Okay. I don't know why this is one of their pictures. Anyway, again, you know, 134, 135. So it's not here because the stairways would be on the 134 side. It wasn't. It was over on the opposite side. This one matches. The stairwell is on the 135 side, if this is indeed 135. And then this is 134 over here, which actually, this would be 134. There's probably a different floor, so it's a different layout. Yeah, and then over here, you know, of course, you got... so this wraps around, looks like a little further. And then you got the stairwell right here. Not sure what I'm looking at really here. It's kind of jacked up. But this is what you could have to figure out, you know, what the room layouts would be, where the stairwells were, because, of course, the stairwells would block off that room. So you could get the adjoining room on whatever side the stairwell was on. And they're on different sides. They're on completely different sides. So that's something you'd have to figure out with minutia like that. And then you have to worry about where the elevator was, because I believe there was an elevator down there. Was that the 200 wing? I believe it's the 200 wing. My brain does not work the way it used to. Anyway, so just random thoughts as he's talking. Go back into the pause, man.
Room 234, a little queen suite next to the big room. and you open the double doors, and you can go from the big room to the little room. It's an adjoining room. Okay, I'll make this a little easier.
Yeah, please
for
do.
some people. You go to some cheap ass hotel, and they have doors, and you can open doors and go into
I hope
the
they have
next
doors.
room
Oh
next
shit!
to you.
I hope they have doors.
That's called an adjoining room. Even in cheap hotels, sometimes they have it to where two hotel rooms can unite. There's a door in between, and this side and that side.
I love how making it easy means talking about a cheap hotel, because all you cheap fuckers can't afford a fucking fancy hotel. That's kind of demeaning, but you know, whatever. It is what it is.
Both have doors that open. It's called an adjoining room. Had Stephen Paddock had his original request of the 200 wing, which is opposite of what he fired from, and he had requested the adjoining room. So he's in the big room here. He wants the little room.
Why would you just cancel the operation then?
There's doors. Doors go this way. Doors go that way. The people in this room have to open their door. You have to open your door. It's called an adjoining room between the big room and the little room.
Okay.
Which is what he did.
I think we understand that.
When he did the shooting over in the 300 wing. Now, had he done that in the 200 wing, which is what I just showed you in the early part of the video, had he done that, there is no shot to the concert.
Ow.
He could not have
Stop yelling at me, dude. I'm right here.
From the small adjoining room, because there's a big fat there's a big fat column.
Oh, see?
There's a big fat column, a structural.
That's what I said.
Structural column.
That's what I said.
Which is a big hunk of steel wrapped by.
We kind of agree, but it's yeah, we kind of agree on that. You know, I said the same thing, man. The reason that you know, because in his next video he says that the reason he didn't shoot the tanks from 135 was because he didn't break out enough of the window, but he had a fucking hammer, so that doesn't make any sense. But then again, the 300 wing, that 135, that wraps around the entire side of the building there. So technically, he could have moved the couch around a little bit, and he could have had the same firing angle that he had from 134. But he decided to shoot from 134 for one reason or another. But yeah, the column was the thing, man. I think that's more of a linchpin than he didn't break out enough of the window.
Wrapped by steel and sheetrock. And it's decorative. And it goes up through the middle
of the
small room. If you try to swing your gun around that, you're not going to hit the concert. But you will have a good shot at the fuel tanks. But he didn't need that. He didn't need that. The big room that I just showed you, had an opportunity. Hit the concert, hit the fuel tanks. It's everything I want. It's no wonder Stephen Craig Paddock, the killer, wanted.
Stop yelling at me.
The 200 wing.
Right here.
There are 100 videos.
Holy shit! The fuck just happened?
There are 100 videos.
Come on. Get it under control.
That ignore this truth. Control. There are only about 20 videos.
20 videos.
That ignore the truth on the fuel tanks. There's only about 20.
What?
And they ignore the truth on those fuel tanks. Stephen Craig Paddock was no dumbass. It's a very, very smart, very intelligent son of a bitch.
Yeah, I don't know.
Very intelligent SOB.
No. That's speculation.
He was.
I mean,
he loaded his own jet fuel.
Just because you could do like on the fly arithmetic does not mean that you can walk and chew bubble gum at the same time. There's plenty of people in society like that. So I don't know what kind of person Stephen Paddock was.
He had a pilot license. He owned his own plane.
Okay.
He knew
Yeah.
what J1 would do. He knew where the weak spot was.
Um,
Circumstantial evidence.
it's oh my god. Just because you put gas in your car does not make you the master of what a gas tank underneath a gas station is like and how it operates and how it works. That's not the same thing. Now, could he have done research? Of course. Yeah, no problem. I wouldn't do it now because you'll end up on a list. You won't be flying anytime soon. But yeah.
It's heavy. 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 Heavy.
What?
Heavy.
What are you doing?
And I'm the only one.
What are you doing, dude?
I'm the only one
Creep
in the
me out.
whole planet.
You're the one on the old
I'm
planet.
the only one in the whole
Creep me
planet
out right
that
now.
put it. Oh, hold on. Throw some more in.
What are you doing?
Throw some more in.
What are you doing? Bring it back, bro. Bring it back. Focus.
And I'm right.
Focus. Come on.
I am correct. 10:05 is correct.
You gonna change your name to that?
See you later. Peace out, baby.
All right. Peace out. All right. So there's something else I wanted to show, and yeah, this is gonna be pretty fucking boring. I ain't gonna talk shit about this this video too much because this is a lot of stuff that I don't even really understand. But it's kind of how firing at stuff works, I guess. Let's see. So, a simple search here.
This is going to show you how to calculate drop either in minute of angle or in clicks. So steps are to get ballistic data. You can get this off of some sort of ballistics program online or purchased, or you can do it the old-fashioned way, which is get it out of a reloading manual. Okay. So then what you need to do is convert that ballistic data, which is composed of drop in inches, to minute of angle. And then if you want to, you can convert that minute of angle to clicks. So when you have clicks, that kind of takes all the thought out of it when you're in the field. You estimate.
Okay, now the reason I'm playing this and the reason I wanted to do this is because if you're going to throw out something like this, right? Now, generally, the onus falls on someone like me who's going to come out and debunk something to do this homework. But personally, I feel that should be on the person throwing out whatever theories going on. And this is something that if you want to do your homework and you want to figure this crap out, because I'm not a big gun guy, so this isn't my thing. But you could probably figure this out.
Make your range. You look on a cheat sheet that's typically taped to your rifle, and you adjust your scope the number of clicks. And what I like to do is print off that cheat sheet and then tape it to the rifle buttstock. So when I'm out hunting, if I have time, I can look at the cheat sheet, adjust the scope, and take the shot. Now, that being said, if you're jump shooting deer, which is the way I typically hunt, you're not going to have time. So to get the ballistic information, you need a few things. You need the ballistic coefficient of the bullet you're shooting. You need the velocity that the bullet is shooting.
All right, so we have the bullets he shot. We have the gun he shot. I forget what the gun manufacturer was. I have it run up here. LMT. All right.
With, and you need your rifle zero. So some people like to zero at 100. Some people like to zero at 200. It makes a difference. Now, if you want to get really technical, and this is only if you're going to order like a custom dial from somewhere, or if you're putting stuff into an online calculator or computer calculator, you need the distance that the scope sits above the rifle bore, and that's a function of the make of the rifle and the height of the rings.
And so the reason I say we can figure this stuff out is because we have the note that was left in the room. And so, that note left in that room, you should be able to figure this out. I would think. I don't know.
And if you want to get really into it, you need the altitude and then the temperature.
Mm.
So an example would be my hunting load, 270 Winchester, 130 grain bullet measured at 3,000 feet per second, give or take, and a ballistic coefficient of 0.435. So with the ballistic table, this is out of a reloading manual. You find the long range table.
And some of this will make
There's
sense.
also short range tables. Find the long range table. You find the ballistic coefficient. You find the velocity, and then you find your zero, and then there'll be a column of numbers. So this is what that column gives you, and I think this is out of the Nosler book. So distance in yards, 100 to 600, and then the drop in inches. Now I have zero drop at 100 yards because I chose to sight my rifle in at 100.
Okay, now, real quick, I'm going to show the final report. If I can dig this up. And show what was found in the room. All right, here we go. So this is the note, right? The one that's going to make sense is in the middle here, 500 yards, 5-inch drop. That's the one that's going to make sense. This 1,000 equals what looks like 50 feet. Haven't figured that one out yet. Whatever this 200 F yards, whatever this 30 D is, not too sure yet. But let's keep watching here. But that 500 5-inch drop, that's going to make sense here in a minute. The guy's going to actually explain that in this video. Audio. All right.
100 yards. And then 3 inches drop at 200 yards, 11.5 inches drop at 300 yards. I figure this is acceptable because most of my shots are under 200 yards. If you want to approximate minute of angle at distance, you just assume 1 inch at every 100 yards.
And there you go.
Yards, minute of angles.
So there you go. There's the second line of that piece of paper, 500 yards, the 5-inch. That's that.
1 inch, 200 yards, minute of angles, 2 inch, and so forth. Now, there's an actual, that's just an approximate. If you want to go with the precise, here are the numbers. 1.047 inches at 100 yards, 2.094 inches at 200 yards. This is the exact precise measurement, and it'll make a slight difference when you get out beyond 300 yards. I'm going to use the exact measurement in this example, and it works the same if you're going to use the approximate example. So what you do is you take your drop in inches and you divide it by the minute of angle in inches at the distance, and then you get your drop in minute of angle. So at 300 yards, 11 inches drop.
So the problem with all this is I don't see anything for the first and the third line. And again, I'm not a long distance shooter, so I don't understand a lot of this.
3 inches is 1 minute of angle at 300 yards. You get drop at 3.5 minutes. So on my scope, it's 1/4 minute of angle per click, or it's 4 clicks per minute of angle, however you want to think about it. So at 400 yards, the drop is 6 minutes plus a teeny bit, and 6 divided by 4 is 24. That little rounding thing gives you 25 clicks. Now, when you're calculating clicks, you're going to have to round to the nearest whole number because you can't go half a click. Mm-hmm. So here's the example, the final example, and this is what I'd...
Let's see, so 500, 36. Let's see what we got here. What we got in 200? We got 6. So yeah, that doesn't match up to, well, anything, honestly. It doesn't match up on this. Let's get this. Not doing this in the easiest way possible. Yeah, but it doesn't match up here. Not sure what this, like I said, the first line almost looks like 200, then an F, then yards, possibly. Yeah, it doesn't look like clicks, doesn't look like MILS or anything like that. And then 30D, whatever the hell that means. It looks like in inches. Second line makes sense, makes total sense. Third line, not too sure. 1,000 equals 50 feet. So let's go into a little more of this video here and see what this guy's got to say about that. Because he does go into some crazy numbers that it's like, yeah, it may as well be speaking Japanese to me.
Write up or print off and then tape to my rifle. The distance in yards and then the clicks that I need to move up. Some people call this a come up or come ups. So at 400 yards, if I knew the deer was at 400 yards, then I could come up 25 clicks. Now, there's a big difference between 350 and 450 yards. And if you use the Ballistic calculator online, that will give you, you can go by 25-yard increments, you can go by 50-yard increments, whatever you want. I don't have a rangefinder, so I'm not going to be that precise when I estimate. So I didn't include any of that. If you have a laser rangefinder, you might consider it.
He had a rangefinder. He did.
Here's that same table showing all the calculations for the approximate 1 minute of angle per inch.
Yeah, doesn't help us.
And here's the difference. So at 100 and 200 yards, the drop is equal. At 300 yards, you're 1 click difference. So not really all that special. At 500 yards, you're 2 clicks different. And that's a 2-inch difference or half a minute at 500 yards. So practically very little difference. If you're going to be doing some precision shooting,
half a minute,
maybe you'd care about that.
Yeah.
Here's a little diagram of what drop's all about. You got your rifle on the left, your target on the right, and you see the target. It's line of sight. And then if the target's far enough away, when you shoot, you've got gravity, and gravity pulls the bullet down, and you miss the target.
Fucking gravity.
So what you do is you adjust your scope so that when you shoot, the bullet will arc up and over and hit the target. That's the simple part. Now, the barrel, the bore of the gun is pointed up. You're looking down the scope line of sight, and the bullet will start out going up and then arc down.
Mm-hmm.
This discussion could also be pertinent to point blank range, where the bullet arcs up and then comes back down, and anything less than 3 inches up and 3 inches down is considered your point blank range. So, thanks for watching, and good shooting.
All right. So the reason I went into that, the hell are you showing here? Let's get that off screen. All right. So the reason I was showing that is, well, let's go back on the picture from the report. All right. So we have this. The only line that makes sense to me with what this guy just said and what I've looked up before is the 500 yards, which, it's yards, 5-inch drop, which I'm guessing it's got to be 500 yards, right? Because it matches. There's a 5-inch drop at 500 yards. All right, so what was 500 yards? What was 500 yards from that room? Are those tanks 500 yards from that room? And then you could figure out that that's what these calculations are for. If these calculations are not for those tanks, then those tanks were an afterthought at some point. Because if he's going to do calculations, and if that's his master plan to blow up those tanks, and that wasn't just some which I guess wouldn't necessarily been an afterthought since he did have the incendiary ammo. Would think he would have had that for a reason, but nevertheless, were those tanks 500 yards? Those tanks were 500 yards. Then he had a 5-inch drop. He knew about that. The problem is he shot from a fucking bed. I mean, I'm guessing he could have been standing, I guess, but even that's not ideal. And, you know, I think to think that he was laying across that bed when he was shooting is foolish and dumb. I think he was probably most likely sitting on that damn bed. And let's see if we can get anything from the pictures of the bed. I don't know. A lot of this is just piecemeal. I wasn't even really planning on doing this. I just was kind of bored, had some time. And let's see. Why don't we look at the guns? Because I think the guns are the only thing that really had a good picture of the bed. And I got the hiccups, which is great for live streaming. All right, so this is the bed. Does that look like an indentation where somebody may have sat down? I don't know. Possibly. And I'm guessing this number 24 was the one he shot. Not sure, but I'm positive about that. But I'm guessing because I'm guessing he probably sat right here when he shot out that window, unless he was standing, you know, in that little space there. But that's kind of sketchy, standing right there, you know, with that full window blown out. I don't know. I would think he would have been sitting. So he's sitting on a bed that's not a stable platform, and he's trying to make a precision shot directly at some little fucking things on top of the which I don't think we have a picture in here of it. Yeah, I think I'd have to go dig up like Ten did there and dig up another video. But I don't think we have a picture of the tanks in this. It might. Let's see. Kind of curious now, going down this rabbit hole of nonsense. God, for some reason I thought that there was in this report, but I'm not. Yeah, there it is. Okay. All right. 4th round fuel tank. Okay. Okay, he did fire twice at the same fuel tank, didn't he? All right, you're right on that. God, for some reason, I always thought it was the 2 separate fuel tanks. So, okay. He did fire one at the top of the damn fuel tank. This one, holy shit, he fucking missed. He didn't get close to the top at all. So, if your theory's correct, what the fuck happened here? I mean, yeah, some screwball there. I mean, that one there, that's a very strange one. And it always kind of was, right? So it's down. I don't know. It's hard to say what the trajectory is on that. It's really hard because I don't know how big of a gap this is. You know, the photo makes it look like, you know, maybe an inch. You know, and if this thing's got a 6-inch drop, I don't know how the line of sight works on that. But this little gap here could be 2-3 inches. Who the fuck knows? You know, not standing here in front of the tank looking at it. And I think those have been patched up at this point. So I don't even think that's much of a possibility. Yeah, he's saying these are 35 feet tall. I don't know how accurate that is. But even if you were able to figure that out, this is not a good enough picture to figure that out right there. So I'm not too sure about that. But, you know, I mean, these bullets did puncture. That one definitely punctured, looks like. This one did puncture the outside wall. Does this guy even realize that the second wall would have, not have gases trapped in it or anything like that. I mean, was the plan just to shoot the tank and hope that the tank went up? I don't know. It's kind of strange. I don't know if he planned on shooting the valve at the top, and I don't know how feasible that idea is. To say that that is definitively what happened, I think is very, very wild speculation. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. But again, I mean, figure the note out. Figure that note out. Figure out what he was aiming at, and what the deal was with that note. Because that's, I think that's a big piece of that. We know, I believe people said the venue, according to Google Earth, was 400 yards, I believe, 400 yards. But then he would really need like precision shooting at the venue itself, unless he's actually aiming for a particular head. So I'm really not sure. But to say definitively that this guy was aiming at a little valve on top of this big ass fucking tank, I don't know. I don't know if I buy that. I don't know if I agree with that. But I think this would kind of be part of your key to figuring that out. And again, only second line is all anyone's been able to figure out. Everything else, no idea. No idea. Anyways, that's about it. I think I'm done with this. I can't stay on too long. So, everybody stay safe out there. Have a good night. And I'm out of here.